Imagine a young king who, before turning 30, carved out one of the largest empires the world had ever seen. He led his troops to victory in dozens of battles, defeated armies twice the size of his own, and toppled some of the most powerful empires of his age. We're not talking about Genghis Khan or Julius Caesar, but someone who predates both of them by several centuries. This was Alexander the Great, the son of King Philip II of Macedon, who inherited his father's dream of conquering the Persian Empire. However, he far exceeded everyone's expectations and became a legendary conqueror whose exploits have inspired awe and wonder for millennia. So get ready to travel back in time and discover the unstoppable war machine that helped Alexander conquer the world. Before diving into Alexander's conquests, let's first look at how he came to power. When Philip II was assassinated in 336 BC, Alexander ascended to the throne at the age of 20. Despite being young and inexperienced, Alexander quickly proved himself to be a capable ruler and a brilliant strategist. During his reign, Macedonia faced threats from various rivals, including the Greek city-states and the Kingdom of Persia. But Alexander was determined to defend his homeland and expand his empire. One of Alexander's greatest strengths as a leader was his ability to surround himself with talented advisors and generals. One of his most trusted companions was Ptolemy I, who would later become the first pharaoh of Egypt. Another was Parmenion, a veteran general of Philip II's army who played a key role in many of Alexander's victories. Additionally, Alexander's personal bodyguard consisted of 100 pairs of gay male lovers, known as the Imbriones, who were fiercely loyal and highly skilled in combat. With such a strong team behind him, Alexander was ready to take on the Persians. The Macedonian army was renowned for its discipline, organization, and effectiveness. Soldiers went through rigorous training, learning how to fight as a cohesive unit and master complex battle maneuvers. They also received instruction in horsemanship, engineering, and medicine, making them well-rounded and adaptable fighters. The army's core consisted of 8,000 elite Macedonian infantrymen known as the phalanx. They were armed with long spears, sturdy shields, and sharp swords, enabling them to excel in close-quarters combat. These soldiers stood shoulder to shoulder in tight ranks, forming an impenetrable wall of steel and muscle. Furthermore, the phalanx's deep knowledge of battle formations gave it an edge on the battlefield, as they could adapt their formations based on the enemy's actions, confusing and overwhelming their opponents. But the Macedonian army wasn't just about brute force. Its leaders understood the importance of strategy and tactics, employing clever maneuvers and exploiting their enemies' weaknesses. This combination of discipline, training, and adaptability made the Macedonian army a formidable force that was instrumental in Alexander's conquests. Alexander's first major engagement came at the Battle of the Granicus River in 334 BC, where his forces faced the Persian army under the command of the satrap, a local governor. Although outnumbered, Alexander's troops prevailed, inflicting heavy casualties on the Persians and securing an important strategic victory. This triumph marked the beginning of Alexander's campaign to conquer the vast Persian Empire. His next target was the city of Sardis, a wealthy and heavily fortified center of the Persian Empire. Once again, Alexander's forces faced larger numbers, but thanks to his innovative tactics, they were victorious. The battle was grueling and resulted in significant losses on both sides. However, Alexander's strategic brilliance shone through as he managed to capture Sardis, demonstrating his ability to outmaneuver and defeat more powerful armies. After consolidating his control over western Anatolia, Alexander marched eastwards towards the heartland of the Persian Empire. He knew that to truly conquer Persia, he would have to face the emperor, Darius III, on the battlefield. The two armies met at the Battle of Issus in 333 BC, and what followed was one of the most decisive battles in ancient history. Darius III deployed a massive force, estimated to be around 100,000 strong, hoping to crush the invaders once and for all. However, Alexander's army was undeterred. In a display of tactical brilliance, Alexander positioned his elite companion cavalry on the right wing of his army, knowing that if they could break through the Persian lines, it would open the way for the rest of his forces to follow. And as the battle raged, Alexander's plan unfolded perfectly. The companion cavalry charged into the thick of the fight, shattering the Persian center and routing their infantry. Realizing the battle was lost, Darius III fled the field, abandoning his throne and the hopes of saving his empire. For Alexander, this victory was a monumental achievement. Not only had he defeated the numerically superior Persian army, but he had also captured Darius III's family, including his wife and mother, as prisoners. It was a devastating blow to the Persian royal dynasty and a testament to Alexander's military prowess. But Alexander's ambitions didn't end there. With the Persian emperor defeated and his empire crumbling, Alexander continued his eastward march, conquering new territories and spreading his influence across the known world. Yet despite his many victories and conquests, Alexander the Great is perhaps best remembered for his battles against the Persians. The clashes between these two great powers were epic confrontations that not only shaped the course of ancient history, but also exemplified the military genius and strategic brilliance of Alexander and his equally brilliant generals. Gaugamela was a pivotal moment in the conflict between Alexander the Great and the Achaemenid Empire. The road to Gaugamela was marked by several significant events. After defeating the Persians at the Battle of Issus, Alexander's army had marched across Syria and into Mesopotamia, capturing numerous cities and defeating local Persian forces. Meanwhile, Darius III, the last Achaemenid emperor, had assembled a massive army to halt Alexander's advance. The stage was set for a clash of civilizations, a battle that would determine the fate of two empires and shape the course of ancient history. At the start of the battle, the sheer size of the Persian army was intimidating. Some sources claim Darius III had amassed a force of over 200,000 men, while others put the number closer to 100,000. Whatever the exact figure, it was undoubtedly the largest army Alexander had faced thus far. The Achaemenid troops were drawn from diverse regions of the vast empire, including Persia proper, Media, Babylonia, and even Central Asia. They were a mix of infantry, cavalry, and chariots, and their numbers alone seemed insurmountable. Despite the odds, Alexander the Great and his Macedonian officers remained calm and collected. They had studied the Persian army's composition and behavior, and formulated a plan to exploit the enemy's weaknesses. The Macedonian phalanx, a tightly packed formation of spear-wielding infantry, was designed to pierce the enemy's center. Simultaneously, Alexander's elite cavalry units targeted the Persian flanks, aiming to disrupt their battle lines. One of the most iconic moments of the battle came when Alexander's horse, Bucephalus, was fatally wounded. Undeterred, Alexander switched mounts and continued leading his troops into the fray. As the battle raged, the tide began to turn in favor of the Macedonians. Thanks to their disciplined formations and Alexander's brilliant tactics, the Persian ranks were gradually broken. Darius III, realizing the futility of continuing the fight, fled the battlefield, leaving his soldiers to their fate. The Macedonian army emerged victorious, having defeated one of the largest and most diverse armies in ancient history. The Battle of Gaugamela marked a turning point in Alexander's campaign against the Achaemenid Empire. With their army shattered and their emperor in full flight, the Persians never again posed a serious threat to Alexander's growing empire. The battle not only showcased Alexander's military brilliance, but also the adaptability and effectiveness of the Macedonian army, paving the way for Alexander's further conquests in the east. Alexander the Great's military campaigns were a series of daring and ambitious endeavors that took him and his army to the farthest reaches of the known world. His story is a testament to human curiosity, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of exploration. One can only imagine the awe and wonder felt by those who witnessed Alexander's troops as they ventured into uncharted territories, eager to uncover the mysteries that lay beyond the horizon. Alexander's legacy lives on in the countless tales and legends that have been passed down through the ages. His name has become synonymous with courage, ambition, and the pursuit of greatness. Alexander the Great serves as a reminder that the human spirit knows no bounds, and that the thirst for adventure and discovery is an integral part of our nature. So whether you're an avid history buff or simply someone with a sense of wanderlust, may Alexander's story inspire you to step outside your comfort zone, embrace the unknown, and discover the wonders that await you. History isn't just in the past, it's alive in the stories we choose to remember. If you enjoyed this journey, hit the like button, leave a comment with the legend you'd want to see next, and subscribe so you never miss the next chapter of the past.